Here we're going to tie a little midge called a sprout midge. It's a dry fly. First thing you're going to do is just start your thread. You're going to take a few strands of Antron, just about 4, 5, 6 or so, no more than 6. You're going to tie this in for the trailing shuck. You want to match the color of the midge that you're tying. So for this color I'm either going to use white or cream. I'm tying a bit of a cream midge. Imitates our snow midges here in Colorado that come off in the winter. And then you could trim out the excess portion, and you're going to trim the tail about the length of your hook, maybe 3/4 of the length. And you're going to take your thread and we're going to taper the body a little bit, so I'm just going to wrap back about 3/4 of the way and wrap forward. Then I'm going to take it back once more about half and then take it forward again. This kind of tapers the body, makes it look a little bit more buggy than just a straight level flatness to the body. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to tie in a little piece of foam. You can either use square foam like I am here, or you can use round foam. The square works just fine. A lot of people thinks it has to be round, but it doesn't. It can be square. We're going to tie this in right in front of the eye, and we're going to wrap back a couple of wraps to about 1/3 of the way back from the eye. And you're going to clean up the eye area a little bit. This will be kind of the head of the fly. So you'll want to clean all that up, make some nice wraps and cover up all the foam. Then you're going to take your thread and you're going to wrap around this foam. You're going to wrap up this post just a little bit, parachute style. This will give you a little spot for your hackle to sit on. Now once you've done that, you're ready to tie in your hackle. For that I'm just going to use a little piece of cream hackle from a cape. You're going to tie this in right on the head of the fly, and then you'll actually lash it to the post itself. So I'll do a wrap or two around the post. And I'll just let my thread hang there. Now you're ready to wrap that hackle around the post. You have to do this very delicately because you don't want to snap that hackle off. So all I'm going to do is wrap around this post a couple of times here. Try not to break that hackle. They're very small hackles for these little midges. Very easy to break, just like I did. Try again here. Some guys will use their fingers, but with the parachute post and a hackle this short, I like to use a hackle plier. Hackle pliers a lot of times will break your feather if you're not careful, so you have to be very delicate. There we go. Once you've got your hackle wrapped, I'm going to take my thread, I'm going to wrap underneath all that hackle. Try not to trap any fibers. I just do a couple of wraps, and I can let go with my hackle pliers. Get in there and trim out the extra hackle. Now I'm ready to whip finish. All I'm going to do is whip finish underneath all those hackle fibers. Just try to angle my whip finish so that it doesn't trap any of them. Then of course you'll want to hit it with some cement under there so your thread does not come undone. Then you're going to want to trim the top. You're going to want to lop the top almost all the way down to your hackle. That little spot is meant to be just enough for you to wrap your hackle around and also see the fly. It's not meant to really stand up much. That's all there is to the little sprout. Fairly easy fly to tie, but it is very small, and your feathers that you're working with are very small as well, so they're a little bit of a challenge to deal with, but after you tie a few you get the hang of it. But very effective fly. This is hands down one of my favorite dry flies, probably next to the Parachute Adams. We use it a lot out here in the west in our tailwaters when the little midges are hatching, and you can get all the materials for this fly in the riffle.